All right, what's up, everybody? This is Team DC Lucky, and this is the BASSHEAD Diaries Chapter 22, and today we got DB Don with us. So let's get in here and see who's going to leave some comments, who tapped in already. Normally I have a little window that shows what's going on. I can see the people jump in. For some reason it's saying, sorry, we're having trouble playing the video, so make sure you leave some comments. I'll wait a couple minutes. Let's see here. Go on my phone so I can see from there. All right, so it says we got 7 people. There we go. All right, here we go. What's up, Tom Selleck? We got Tristan Paris from Bridgetown, Barbados, SQ Sounds. We got Richard Martin. What's going on? Wait a minute. Let some more people jump in here. Tiffany, same thing. SQ Sounds from Bridgetown, Barbados. Doug Stockton in the house. Tom Selleck, I'm here. All right. So wait a minute. Let some people jump in. What's good, JJ? Same old, man. So we got DB Don with us, and full of knowledge, and I'm probably not going to understand the most of it, but hopefully for the people watching, you guys will get it or learn something new. Hopefully I pick up on a couple things myself. I watched one of his videos in his Facebook about his spiders and matching them and, you know, thickening them up and mirror imaging them and pretty crazy stuff. Andrew Williams, what's going on, man? Mark Duncan, I got my shirt and was a dope ass decal in there. All right on, man. Appreciate that. All right, so I guess we'll kick this off. So DB Don, so what got you into car audio?
Got me into car audio was actually started when I was really young, 6 to 8 years old, and most people you'll hear the story of tearing stuff apart that they got, ghetto blasters, Walkmans, everything. And that's true. Yes, that's true. But what originally got me into car, like for the pursuit of stupid loud sounding music, was when I was little, approximately 8. I was sitting outside in a thunderstorm. The tree above me was hit by lightning.
Wow.
And it had completely crashed down. Fire came down on top of me, and I was on fire, and I ran in the house. It was the most amazing thing I've ever felt, because it pushed the sound pressure pushed me to the ground. And
wow.
From that point on, I've always wanted to recreate that feeling.
Wow.
That's kind of the feeling we get when we're sitting in those 160s, 165s, that really low frequency in the 20 to 40 hertz range. So basically that's what got me going, and it right through school, nothing but I started off with Intercan. If you probably know what Intercan is, right?
I don't. What'd you say, Intercan?
You know what Radio Shack is, right?
Oh yeah.
So it started off with Radio Shack gear. So we would start buying up all the local town had a Radio Shack, and they had 15s and 10s, but we went for the 15s because those are the biggest.
Right.
And when we would go to pawn shops, we'd get amplifiers, and it started with the home audio stuff. We'd make ridiculous loud rooms in our house, because obviously we're not driving, so
right.
We got to get loud somehow. So it started there. You fast forward to the, right up until you get your license, get your first vehicle. For me, it was the parents' van.
Oh, so you had a lot of room going on too.
Oh yeah, it was a van from the get-go, and you load that thing up with speakers, you get as loud as you can go, and you hit parties. you come back and you'll have half the gear fried. You don't know how, but it's, you get back and you do it again. And then shortly after that, we started going to shows. Sometime near the end of junior high school, and there weren't many events. You'd have the Iasca events. You'd have the local stores in different towns. They would hold events with the little acoustic. They hit the DIN-sized acoustic meter. The old stick mic.
Okay.
And we'd be, for the most part, we would win, come back with a first or a second, and we just go do it again every time. It was just the classes really were just run what you brung, right?
Right.
And you come back bigger, better, louder. So
yeah. And so when did you start actually competing? Do you know what year that was?
I would probably legit competing, not DB drag, but like Iasca, and actually not just going there to party and play stereos.
Yeah.
I would say it would be 1993 to 1995. That's kind of when it started to pick up and get a little more serious.
Okay.
And then at the I believe it was 96, Wayne had a booth at the Iasca finals. I'm not sure what year. Those years are a little blurry because most finals we were just drinking the whole time.
Right.
But he had this, DB drag, and I used to do the Iasca, and I did the sound cue, and we played in that area. We didn't really like it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
But our hearts were in the loud bass. So
right.
When he come forth and he had DB drag, it was like a match made in bass heaven, because you have this format that's geared for SPL guys.
Right.
That you drive up, you're head to head, you burp it. It's not single file line. It's not him then me. It's him and me versus. So
right.
That was a real game changer for me. And then it's been DB drag ever since. So
what numbers were you hitting in the beginning when you first started competing? Do you remember the numbers you were hitting?
The very first one of the first numbers we hit. Keep in mind the meter only went to 136 at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there was the first couple systems that did like a 32, but then a lot of people would go to the shows and they would all hit the same score within 0.1, 136.1, 136.2, 130, 5.9. It would always be but you'd sit in the cars and you would know there's a huge difference.
Right. Yeah. The sound versus the mic. Right.
Yeah. So there was a time when we were like bummed out for a couple of years there because the meter was not very good. And then the audio control came out with the 3055A, which had obviously the 170 mic, I think it was 160, then 170. And that one allowed us to go further. And
what year did that one come out? That mic? Or do you remember?
I do not remember.
Okay. All right. But the new mic allowed it to go up to the 160 from a 130.
Yeah. So the meter they had originally was one like the local stores. Right. But the 136.
Okay.
And that was, comparatively speaking, that's what a 30 on this new meter. The sensor. So, once it was like the light at the end of the tunnel just got further away, and it was awesome.
Right.
So literally everybody went back and they went and bought an audio control, scrapped acoustic, they got the audio control, they started testing on that, and then DB Drag originally we were using in Canada here anyways, we were using the audio control for DB Drag.
Okay.
Right, until obviously we got the Term Lab, up here, and I believe he was still working on it at the time. But you know, once you're able to go up to the 170s on even the old microphone, that was something, because it was still ridiculously loud.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
So then, what was the highest number that you hit? And do you have any championships or anything like that? Any championship rings or anything? No. Okay.
I was never. I haven't missed a final. I think I missed about 5 finals total since 1996. And
since 96, you've only missed 5 finals?
Yes, I've attended every one.
Awesome.
I'm normally hopping from car to car, either demoing or helping somebody get louder, or just, you know, just being there for the competitors and assisting them in any way if they need anything.
Awesome.
And the only reason I missed a large part of finals was I actually had cancer, and I took time out to deal with that. And during that time, after the cancer, built and sold a few houses, and then I was right back in the saddle doing DB drag. So
well, that's good to hear. It bounced back.
And scores, I'll just bring up my page here because it spans from 98 all the way up until 2013.
Okay.
But these are only the tracked numbers. And in 2003 on the new sensors, me and a buddy had a daily driver that had 165.9 dB on the new sensors.
And that was a daily.
That was a daily, yes. We drove it everywhere. It drove to every single show.
Straight musical build, Cyclone build, all that. That's straight musical.
Straight musical. We had there. I wish I could show you pictures. They're on 35 mil film, but I'll just tell you, it had 8 6.5 inch mid-range.
Okay.
On the dash.
On the dash.
Yes, on the dash.
Okay.
In an enclosure, and it had I believe it was 6 tweeters.
Now let me stop you right there for a second. I got a question. You said you had 6 6.5 on the dash.
8. There was 8.
8. So now those are flush mounted in the dash you're talking about, right?
It was a custom. It was extreme dash.
Okay, gotcha. Because I'm just wondering about the airflow to the mic and everything. Just seeing a custom enclosure on top of that obviously didn't affect anything. So
actually, for competition, there was a panel placed over top of them.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, when we turned it up with the SPL port in, it actually would destroy all the cones in the speaker. And
yeah, because that air pressure just going straight against the cones. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. I got what you're saying. Yep.
So we actually bolted covers over everything.
Gotcha.
And it was an extreme build, but it was two seats still in it. Mm-hmm. It was a wood floor, wood roof, and we had factory windows still.
Okay.
Which in the end didn't prove very good, because every time we turned it up, it would just blow a hole in the windshield.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Recently,
the most recent build, there's a bunch of little ones in there, like 150.2s, 160.1s.
Little ones. 160.2s, little ones. I'm over here all happy that I'm getting like high 55s.
Well, you got to remember, a lot of times I'm testing out something.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to shows all the time, but if I'm testing out something, then I'll throw it in the lanes and I'll have fun with it, right?
Right.
So, if that's the case, then people go, oh, well, the 151.2, what's that from? Oh, well, that was just 2 15s or 115 that I was prototyping, at that time.
Right. Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me jump over here real quick in the comments. I want to see because there's people chiming in. I'll
check.
Yeah, and you could also see the comments too, right?
Yes, I'm gonna look right now.
And Tristan said that they would love to see the pics one day. I guess Doug Stockton is back. What's up, Chris Jenner? Okay, so it looks like a lot of people saying hi. Tristan said he wanted to see the pictures. So doing the competition and helping everybody out, you know, bouncing from car to car and you know, getting people louder and everything. When did you decide to start judging in DB drag?
When I got when I took care of the cancer, built the houses, we sold the first house, moved into the second, and then I kind of come to a crossroads where, what do I want to do? I was working as a town foreman at the time, like municipal town foreman.
Okay.
But I also did DB drag, and I was still building subwoofers, mainly for myself and for friends. But I thought, what can I do to help further the industry? And a lot of times at finals, I'd be sitting there with multiple people. You could name anyone, and the conversation probably came up. We need to have a real way to measure power in the lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And that idea has been tossed around way back since the Pro 500 days, right? Like when everyone had cheater amps and they wanted to, right? The big problem was, how do we get everybody on the same playing field? We can't just go by clamp meters, because clamp meters, people are not going to want to do the math in the lanes. Right. They're going to want to sit there and go, oh, that times that is, oh, you got 2,000 watts.
Yeah.
They're not going to want to do that. And I agree, because that every minute you spend extra is another minute the show gets longer,
delayed,
longer,
correct,
less time for demos, right?
Correct.
So when I thought it was 2008, maybe 2007, I talked to Wayne and says, Wayne, what's it going to take? I want to be a judge. We had no judge in Canada at the time. Ray had taken time off for his kids. So it was kind of a perfect opportunity for me to fill in,
mm-hmm.
right?
Fill in for Ray Choi?
Yep.
Okay.
So when he took time off for his kids, because he had just had another one, and I said, if I'm going to be here doing this, I want to make a difference, right? So that's when I started talking with the other judges, Doug Stockton and Wayne. We had come up with, okay, let's throw around the idea of power classes. Let's try to break out the trunks from the hatchbacks, the walls. Let's try to do this. And it worked quite well. But it was actually thrown on me. Actually, it's right here. It was thrown on to me that since I was the one pushing it and the one trying to create it, this is one of the two actual meters used at the first DB drag finals where they clamped power.
Awesome.
So this is one of the two, and they were. I had them from X-Tech perfectly matched and calibrated, and I brought them to finals. Me and Justin DeChambeau, another person that helped me do shows up here, we hopped in the vehicle, went to finals, and Wayne said that was our job. We had to make sure the very first power classes at finals went flawlessly. Mm-hmm. And it was a trial run with these meters to see if that would be feasible in DB drag. So, oh yeah, Doug says he still has his, and they work great. They're basically spot on with the Term Lab. I have already compared, but during that time, it was a lot of back and forth and what ifs, and when it really came down to it, someone just had to step up, get the meters, bring them to finals, and just run the classes.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So once that happened, I think, and Wayne, you could probably have Wayne on again to talk about it. But once everybody saw what kind of playing field looked like when everyone had the same power,
right?
How close the numbers were, it really it kind of sparked a light in their eyes, right?
Right.
And they kind of looked, I mean, even when I was testing it in the lanes, like I was going, when the power classes weren't up, I took those same meters and I went to the lanes, and I told the competitors, if you want to practice, I'm here.
Yeah.
You can practice on clamps. Everyone was super happy. It was a great turnout, and you know, the rest is history, right?
Right.
During during this time, Wayne had wanted to finish Cyclone, but he was kind of at a crossroads as to what to do there also. So I had created this format years and years ago, back when I owned Sonic Nirvana back in Meadow Lake. I created a format that was using SPL with a bonus point adjustment. Right? So it's kind of like what demo is today.
Yeah. Right.
So I took that and I presented it to Wayne, and I says, look, let's do this. You can throw your RTA in the mix. We'll throw an install points in the mix. We'll mash it up. We'll redo it.
Bang, Cyclone.
And you have Cyclone. Now, I do really want to see what a half point adjustment to the multiplier is, but I'm told that's a lot of work. But a half a point multiplier will make the competition even tighter yet.
Okay.
A 1 point is good.
Yeah.
A 1 point, it gives those guys who drive up and they're playing slowed music. They're sitting in the parking lot demoing. They really don't want to be going against the 60, 70, 80 hertz machines that are just finely tuned response for SPL. So these guys, we wanted to give them an avenue, and also a sound cue guide, a person who is more, in control of their sound, give them an avenue too. If you look at the results from the very first Cyclone finals, it was funny because Wayne gave me a tool cart with a term lab on it. Right? So the first Cyclone finals, I had to go to the competitor's pit stall with another judge. We had to do the install, or the inspection. Yeah. Look over the install, and we had to do the Cyclone run in their lanes, because this event was not, I guess it wasn't originally placed into the lanes time.
Okay.
So the first one, I convinced Mark Eldridge to compete in DB drag racing for the first and only time in history.
Wow.
Using Cyclone. So if you look at the results of the very first finals for Cyclone, you'll see Mark Eldridge. He competed, and if you look at his score for the first year, that's a ridiculously good score. He had 112.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was the score? Do you know? Offhand, I'm sure you do.
I believe it was 392.
Okay. Yeah. And 400 is the max, if I'm not mistaken. 400.
No. 400 is kind of the unspoken pinnacle of what to achieve.
Okay.
Yeah, the max would be literally, 180 at 20 hertz, which is, I don't think anyone's going to hit that, not anytime soon anyway. But when you put a system with 112-inch against, a system with 815s, and their scores come out within 2-3 points, you have a competitive format.
Right.
So.
Okay. Yeah, let me check this real quick. Yeah, see what I was between the first, usually fifth, there's more than 30% difference. Okay, so Doug's talking, said between the first and usually fifth, there's no more than usually 3% difference in total score. So when I was talking about the points, I thought it was a total of 400 points is what you were trying to go for, as far as points go for the inspection, the installation, and all that stuff. No?
RTA is 100.
Right.
Install.
Yep.
And your SPL can be, what's the max?
Okay, hopefully that's... if you guys can still see me, okay, so I have no idea what just happened right there. We just went blank for a second. Oh, you got to be kidding me. His internet must have cut out on him. Let's see. So let me try to re-invite him in here, because everything just went blank. This happened before, and then all of a sudden, apparently we all came back on, so I was waiting for a minute to see if that was going to happen. But apparently I'm just the only one here now, so let me get back in here and re-invite him. So that's the first time that it's actually completely shut everything down. So I'm sending him the link again right now, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. That sucks. There you go. He's saying invite me again. I just invited him. What's weird is when I first started this video, this live stream, normally it shows a little screen at the top right there, and I can see us. From the beginning, it says we're having trouble playing this video, but I just ignored it. And but okay, so I got to hold on a minute. His audio is kicking on.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if your internet connection went bad or what. Like the whole Zoom meeting just shut out. And the last time that happened, I just closed the interview, and then people were like, "No, we were able to still see you guys." So I was sitting there waiting to see if it would pop back on. But yeah, it completely shut you and me out. I actually saw on my phone that the whole screen went blank. So okay, so here we are again, and I think we were leaving off with the points for inspection, all that, and you said that it was 100 for installation. Yep. Okay, so I think that's where we're leaving off at, and then we got booted out. So we'll start from there.
Yeah. So the maximum points, I believe, would be 60 points. So your 460 would be your theoretical maximum score.
Okay, 460. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the vehicle that hits a 460, you can be sure I'll be the first one for a demo.
I'm sorry, what was that? When a vehicle hits a 460, you'll be the first one for the demo?
I'll be the first one in line for that one.
All right. Okay, so now I know you got a shop right there, garage, shop, whatever you want to call it, full of toys. Let's check that out. I know when we were talking earlier, you're kind of letting me take a peek at some stuff in there. What do you want to let people check out? If you still do.
A lot of people remember Beyond Audio. How many people we got here?
I'm not sure. So normally when I watch this above my Zoom meeting, I can see how many people are in here. From the beginning of this interview, it said, sorry, we're having trouble. So let me see. I think we only have 11 people in here right now.
I'm seeing up the top corner 11, but a lot of things since the Beyond Audio days I've been working on, and I'll just pick you guys up here. I'll flip you around.
Man, I'm glad this came back on. I don't know what that was about, but
And I've been doing weird shit like, oh, am I supposed to swear? Am I
oh,
allowed
you
to swear?
hey, fucking A, you are. You're good.
Okay. So I've been doing weird shit like this. Some people would just randomly give me stuff, and this guy give me this old W7, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna build a home theater sub. So I randomly just grab old parts, throw it together. Surprisingly, it works actually quite well. Now I don't need it for nothing, but if you see there is a Beyond Audio motor,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Now that's a triple stack Beyond Audio motor. That one there, I actually machined that one by myself, by hand.
Wow.
These ones here I got from actually Scott was the one selling me these ones right here. This is the old Inhuman motor here. So that was this one here. This is the Surin Vega that I was working with John Fairchild on, and they were just going to copy the specs and build their own version of it. But when John left Surin Vega, they kiboshed that idea. And then I'll just put you down here. I'll show you something really cool. All right, you can still see me there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I know my wife wants to keep this one, so this one's not for sale. This one here. You see that?
Oh yeah, nice. That's a really clean one. Yeah, it's nice.
So that right there is 100% chrome except for the gap. The gap has high heat paint. It is a flat cone design.
Oh wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Wow.
You hear that?
Yeah, yeah.
If you've ever played, and then it's just a standard, spaced out spider. It's a mirror design. But if you've ever played with the Alonti 12, have you ever played with that one?
I have not. No, I have not.
The phase linear makes an Alonti 12.
Okay.
That one kind of inspired me on this one because I wanted to build something like that, but the problem that plagued the Alonti or the phase linear was they went ahead and made a nice sounding speaker. It hit hard, like it literally with about 400 or 500 watts, it hit hard, and it would start getting good, and you'd go, well, crap, it's just getting good, and it reaches its limit.
Yeah.
So I built that one.
Uh-huh.
Kind of did a few versions of it till I reached the right spec and matched the sound, increased the output, and that sub right there is probably like gold. Like literally, it's.
Yeah.
I believe I have specs posted somewhere, but if I don't, just let me know and I could just post them up later. But also, here's another one. This is, I'm sure a lot of people know what this is. This is the, like I was saying before, this is the pole piece. Like, this is a normal top plate, right? This is a 1-inch thick top plate, this one here.
Gotcha.
Now, I made this top plate in my, because I'm in the garage right now, but this is a 1-inch top plate, right? Look at it beside this top plate.
Yeah.
Right? Big difference.
Yeah.
So this is a 2-inch top plate, this one here, and we have the Neo and the pillars. This isn't really a new design by any means. It's just your standard pillar. Dozens of people make these all the time. Shout out to Rusty for letting me use parts on it.
Good old DC.
Yeah, well, hey, when you have a company like DC that says, "You're doing what?" Sure, why not? My parts will take it.
Yeah.
And then this one here, a lot of people have seen this one. This is a kind of a cool little build. I kind of challenged myself. This is kind of one of those, projects. Those magnets right there are 20 millimeters by 5 millimeters tall.
Right.
And there's 120 of them there.
Wow.
You can buy them on eBay for roughly 50 cents each. Now, this motor gouged out at 10,000, a little over 10,000. So you literally can take a speaker like this X1, and if you are so inclined, you could build it up and make yourself a pretty nice little neo woofer with little to no effort.
Right.
Bunch of steel pillars from the hardware store. Simple.
Yeah.
So this design here, any manufacturer is welcome to use it, but they have to find the right fridge magnet. and then this one here, this is the fun one. This is the Fury, what I was saying before, named after DJ Fury.
Right.
You guys will have to look him up. His name's Brian Graham, nickname DJ Fury. And this one here actually will see this block right here. That block is a thermal electric Peltier cooler.
Sure, flux capacitor. I don't know.
I'll explain it because
okay.
There's no simple way to put it. So when I put 12 volt DC to these wires right here, right? These ones right there, it basically pulls all the heat from the top plate on one side of the cooler to the water block that's mounted here, and that water, which is hooked in here, through here, it goes all the way around to the other block, which is right there, right?
Right.
So the other block cools the other side of the motor, and that cold transfers right through to the whole top plate. You saw how big it was.
Right. Okay.
So, and then these have their own power and ground.
I have never seen any shit like that.
Yeah, that's basically this. No one's ever done this before.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
I'm like, yeah.
You have, and this design is also open. Anyone can build it. There's no patents on it. It is patentable, but you know how patents go today? They're garbage.
Right.
So anyway, it's if anyone, like I said, if anyone wants to build it, they can build it. This is the version 1. This is going to be version 2, and then all you got to do is I have a bench cooler. This is the fans to cool the the rad fluid.
Okay.
And then this right here is the reservoir. I was able to maintain on this motor about 4 to 5 degrees nonstop over the course of a few hours. And this N52 block, which is 2 inches by 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch thick.
Jeez.
And can you see how many Neo blocks there are?
1, 2, 3, 4.
There's 6 of them.
Yeah, I was about to say about 5 or 6. Okay.
There are 6. If you don't do the cooling, you can do 8.
Okay.
The motor force across the entire 4 inches allows this speaker to, with enough voltage, it will lift over 300, 400 pounds. I didn't calculate exactly.
Wow.
It'll lift 300-400 pounds.
Wow.
So, and the cooling, you can go with it or without it. It's
Yeah.
If you're a burper and you're just burping 20 hertz,
yeah.
then go without the cooling. But
Right.
anyway, I'm gonna flip this side, you guys sideways,
Yeah, I want to see the excursion.
and let's just. I have it hooked up for you so you can see the excursion. Now, keep in mind.
You want to turn? You want to turn the phone sideways?
Okay.
There you go.
Do you have the best view of this thing?
Yep.
Now, what we're gonna do, you can see here. This poor sub has been through hell. I have bottomed this spider out. This cone, it hits here, right?
Uh-huh.
So, how many 18s do you know of that can bottom the edge of a 10-inch spider out? Probably none. But
that thing. So you've already ripped the spider at the bottom already out, right? That's already cracked open.
No,
It's not. Okay, that's what it looked like to me right there at the basket.
yeah, it's cracked right there.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and it's hurting bad, but it's still connected.
Okay.
So this one's due for a recone. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's still connected. I can see it there. Hey.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we still got connection.
Okay.
But anyway, you're gonna hear it. This is about let's say 3 inches away from the spider.
Okay.
All right, so this is the part everybody loves. So that's about, I don't know, can you see that movement?
I lower it just a little bit more to a little bit down.
Right there?
A little bit more.
Here, I'll put the light up. Right there?
So I'd back up a little bit if I was you. Back up a little bit. That's better right there. Yep. Okay.
Right there?
Yep.
Okay. So this is that's about 3/4 peak to peak.
Okay.
And I'm just using the eyeball measuring tape here.
Uh-huh.
That's about 2 inches peak to peak, right there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that looks like it on your end.
It looks crazy. Yeah.
All right. That's about 3 inches peak to peak, maybe a little more.
Wow. Yep.
Okay, now we're going to go 4 inches peak to peak. You can kind of hear the mechanical,
Yep.
right?
Jeez.
And then we're going to go about 5.5 now, and you'll start to hear the spider slamming into the cone. Now, you can see the surround over here. It'll start to buckle.
Yeah. Yep. You can see it
Right?
folding. Yep.
Here we go.
Woo! Yep. Flopping away.
See that?
Yep.
No, that's probably. Oh, look at that. We may have broke it. Awesome. I can recone it now.
There you go. Live on
Oh.
BASSHEAD Diaries.
There you go. Well, it still plays though.
Yeah.
And right now it's taking that amp full out. A 500.1 American bass full out free air.
Yeah. Wow. That looks insane. Yeah, that thing's taking a beating.
Not dying.
Yep. Woo. Damn it. Going full send, huh? We're gonna smoke it. Man.
Still playing.
Yeah.
I ran out of voltage there.
Takes a lick and it keeps on ticking. Damn it.
Oh, let's see if it's generated. We got a little bit of heat going, but not too bad. Here, let's have a look at the coil. So you can kind of see the coil in there. Oh, wait. There it is. Oh, it's hiding because it's hidden. And there's nothing wrong with it. Looks like a new coil. But like you noticed before,
yep.
See that?
Yep.
The flaw. See that?
Yep.
The flaw is in the spider. It's not
right.
I'm pushing the spider too hard.
Okay.
So I go over here and I show you the answer to that. See this? This is the answer right there.
Right. Throw a new spider in there and good to go.
This is a 12-inch spider. This one here will take more power, and it will also throw 8 inches peak to peak, but there's only one problem. The surround was also buckling. So thanks to the good guys that, I'll just put you down again. Hang on. There you are. Right there. Good.
Yep.
I can get this junk out of the way. Lots of rebuilds going on right now. This one right here. This is why I want to rebuild it right here.
Okay.
So we're losing a little bit on the cone, but we're increasing our capability for throw.
Right. So you get more excursion out of that. I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So we're virtually going to be doing this. 18-inch with a 12-inch spider.
Okay.
And most likely a custom basket.
Okay.
Because I don't have a basket that holds this right now.
Okay.
I know Sundown makes one, but I haven't heard anything from them. I sent them a message if I can borrow their basket, but I'd even be willing to buy it.
Right.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool design, and like I said, it takes a lot of abuse, as you just seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
We actually ran out of voltage here. Look at this. I have a bunch of batteries down there.
Just a couple.
Yeah, there's the whole lower end there, right?
Right.
But they're getting tired, and I'm just
we got 13.3,
13.3, 13.4, but I was at about 12.5, 12.6.
Pushing it,
So
yeah.
Yeah, so I just need a bigger power supply, more batteries.
Right.
But that thing, it took the abuse of that 500, and I have it set up so it just clips. So we were just into the clipping. So.
Okay.
But yeah, those are two designs that I pretty proud of. Like to show them to people.
Right.
And if anyone needs them, just go to your manufacturer and say, "Hey, build me these."
Right.
If they need the plans for it, no problem. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so these are a lot of these ideas I kind of wanted to do back when I had Beyond Audio. I just didn't have the time, because you're and people that manufacture DC Audio, Sundown, Phi, it's hard to do both. If you don't set aside the time to do R&D, you're always building, right? You're building. Obviously, a lot of them find time to do the R&D, but a lot of them don't. They'll just get the next best thing that their Chinese counterpart would come up with. What I like to do is I like to offer an alternative. Let me design it. Let me abuse it. I'll let you know what parts to use. And you just go, okay, I know this is already done. I was able to continue selling woofers while this was getting designed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't cost an arm and a leg either.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Surround and Basket are going to limit you. I could design you one. Doug Stockton's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tristan, that's what you call taking your sub to the limit. Yeah, Doug Stockton was saying send it. Let's see.
It didn't die, though. It
was going.
We hit the spider a bit, but it'll still play music.
Yeah, that thing was going.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's like a bunch of more things we can get into on here. We're like a few minutes away from being an hour. We got cut off. We got cut off there for a bit. Go ahead.
Yeah. Here's the one. This is kind of cool. I'm not sure if Ray wants me to post this, but this one here is for Ray.
Ray Choi?
If Ray Choi, yeah.
Okay.
This right here. So, it's in the works. I just got done machining all these parts this week. And it's got one magnet on it. And this bugger is so strong, I can't believe it. I can't do anything around it. And it's only N42. But the top plate, back plate, they're still got to be cleaned up and faced. But basically, this is what it looks like right here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it starts its life looking like this, right?
Wow. All right.
So it looks like this.
It ends up looking all nice and shiny and pretty.
This is the pole. So it's cold rolled 1018, and you can go and end up like this. This is what it looks like when it's finished.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, this is an upgraded mini lathe. If you haven't noticed, it has the 5-inch chuck on it, which is perfectly. It's nice for doing 3-inch parts, and I can spend up to 7 inches on here, so it's fine. But this one here, hopefully, if any Canadians are watching, if you're going to the show, that should be done. So
awesome.
Anything else?
I'm looking through the comments. You can go through there and see if you see anything, because what happens all the time is the person I'm interviewing or talking to, they see things I don't. Some people start watch parties, so the comments come in really, really weird. So I spend quite a bit of time going up and down. Okay,
so Dave Bradshaw, I see a question here. It says, is it true putting Neo together can be dangerous? I heard they can explode if used wrong when designed or put together. They are dangerous in the fact that you can actually have if you have two magnets. Now I'll just grab two, hang on. Now, these ones here, for example, these are N52s. They have a surface field of roughly 1,300 field. So these ones here, if these were to smash together, they would probably shatter. And if the pieces ignited, which sometimes they do ignite, they lose their magnetism. So those pieces that fly from the magnet will actually turn into a projectile.
Oh, wow.
So the pieces that shatter and do not ignite, because they like, I don't want to do it because this is a $5 Neo, and I'm not rich here for Neo, but it basically does this. These aren't N52s, but it looks like this when it explodes.
Oh, wow. Just shrapnel.
This is those fridge magnets. So some of them actually turn into little tiny fiery projectiles, but when they turn into that fiery projectile, they lose their magnetism instantly, and that allows it to fly away from the magnet.
Wow.
The
That's
parts
insane.
The parts that don't fly away, basically, it's kind of like a slow motion imploding. It'll initially fall apart. Oh, someone here. It'll initially break apart, but then get pulled back onto itself. Right?
Huh.
It's if I was to just throw these together, they would at the point of, I guess, when they start to really pull, they speed up.
They speed up and quick. Catch each other. Yeah, stick.
Yeah, and most times they'll just crack.
Okay.
But what Dave's question, I think, is referring to is when you have a magnet this size right here, 360 pounds
Woo!
Per side of pulling force.
Wow.
Now, I'm about 1.5 feet away from this top plate that the phone is sitting on, and I can feel it pulling. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
Now, if you're not experienced with a magnet like this, you will waste your money if you get too close to metal.
Huh.
Because this will pull. Anything solid, anything like this, you want to stay at least 1.5 feet away.
Wow. Okay.
So this one will hurt you if you let it fly. Now I have nothing near it, and I've unconsciously taught myself to always keep magnets like this away from metal, and I'm always conscious what's around it.
Well, right.
So,
just snatch that shit right up.
Yeah. So to answer his question fully, it's dangerous, but only if you're not familiar with it and you start monkeying around with it, right? So I would say probably just experiment with the distances when you get a piece of Neo. And they do make N54 now. So that's gonna be a whole other ball of fun. I actually did have some N54s here, but I sent them back to their owner because he's building a motor on his own.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think that's
about it in the comment section, Dave Bradshaw. So it's true. Very cool. Thank you. And yeah, we're rolling on an hour right now. I think we'll actually have you on here again, maybe in like a month or something. We'll bring you back on for like a part 2 or something like that and go over some more stuff. But yeah, thank you. I want to thank you very much for coming on here, taking time out of your day, and doing the BASSHEAD Diaries Chapter 22 with DB Don. You guys make sure and go to my YouTube channel, Lucky McGovern. You'll see a picture of the piggy bank. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you get an alert every time I upload a video. Don't forget about the 3X show me and Cypher Morrison and Doug Stockton are throwing here in Stockton. Stockton Beatdown, September 13th. Rolling time is 9:30. It's a car show and a DB Drag show, 3X show. If you have any questions, DM me. The flyer is on my page, so don't forget to go there. We're going to have T-shirts out there. I'm going to have my SPL Junkie merchandise, Demo Junkie. Cypher Morrison's going to have his BASSHEAD merchandise out there. It's going to be a good show. Half of the car show side profits are going to be going to the family of Charles Owens Jr., who recently passed away of Sideways Car Club. I want to thank you guys for watching, and thank you, DB Don. I appreciate you coming on here, and you guys have a good night and stay safe.
Whenever you want to see crazy subs, just let me know.
Right? All right, everybody, and I'm out.